Grand day, my people. Divided we stand, united we fall. United we stand, divided we fall. Is the word. The power of Oneness series word is mutual. To come together with the decision to have the best outcome possible. That may not be the definition, but the word is mutual, means to come together. Imagine for hundreds, thousands of years, I gave you information that wasn't all the way the truth nor the facts. And then now, 2020 years later, on the 8th month of the year, on the 29th day at 10:41, 2020, I tell you everything you learned and everything you know is not the full truth. Would your soul, spirit, and mind truly believe that's the mutual understanding of the information that you should know? To me, I can change anything to truth. I can make a fact and tell you that's what it is, and then tell you that's the truth. Is that not the truth? Yes, that's the truth. But how about I find information that told me your truth is not all the way true? Will that still stay true for you? So for me to be mutual, I have to understand whatever I have piece of information or my source, it has to be true, correct? So I come today to you and to understand the word truth in many different ways. And here's one way. We all have a belief. But can you tell me the source of your belief? Because you might say, this don't make sense. To why does mutual mean to come together? Why does it have to do with mutual? Let me finish. If you telling me what you believe in, you have no understanding where it derived from and no source, but you telling me it works, then what if I come and tell you that this work also? Will you deny my truth? And for the majority of the time we do. So, you know what I want to call this? How come we just come together mutually? How come we can't throw away religion? How come we can't throw away our beliefs? Well, not even the beliefs, because we're going to have principles and values that have morals with that. And the things that, okay, I'm not this religion. I don't make this amount of income. I don't live in this city. I've never been here. But let's say the finite is the prime example as a child. What do you want for the child? I want good. And if you tell me you want good, how can we provide good to this child? Because you're telling me you want good, but you're saying by my religion I can't have. So you telling me I have to have a religion or a certain belief that you believe in to want good from a child? We can sit in a room. Whatever your belief is, you can do all of your things you need to do before we start the meeting or before we have the mutual discussion about what we're going to talk about. For the children, remember, it's for the children. It's not for me. It's not for you. So as if it's in good, if one thing a child should always have is education, we're going to come together and figure out the tools we need and the resources. What do a religion have to do with that? Please tell me. I didn't know a religion mattered if I wanted my child to be educated on the truth. So if the truth is just education, so that means the education provides a what? It provides an opportunity to gain a knowledge of a what? Skill. See, now, if you're doing anything above that or below that, we're not mutually coming together to the good of the child. What are you coming here for? See, you have an agenda. See, and mutual understanding is two people agreeing. And if you're not agreeing, that is not mutual. So if you never have nothing mutual with that person, how would it work out? Here's another example. You're seeking love from an outside source, But the Creator have bore you to a family where love can be expounded, abound. But you have not created love within that family. But then you try to go outside and create an outside source and say, have you tried your all? You knew it was messed up before you started. See, but if you go outside and you try to tell me that's not messed up, but you accept what's messed up, you are not in a mutual. You are now in calamity with yourself. That is not mutual. That's the opposite of mutual is calamity. See, calamity is when you have, see, mutual is to come together. Is when you have people, or have you say come together, and it's not mutual. And then you're trying to tell me, you're trying to take from here, from here, from here. That's why I don't need your beliefs in religion. Because the principle is the child. The reasoning is education. And if we're not expounding and exalting on how can this child have the best education to gain a knowledge of a skill, we do not have a mutual agreement. Same as my race. Don't matter how mutually I love the women of my race. If they don't have a mutual, now, see how I say it, good? Now, if they have nothing good to say about me, how can I come together with any of my women that don't have nothing good to say about me in a mutual undertone? And then, and even with my brother, so I'm going to give this to you, sisters. If my brother don't have nothing good to say about that woman, and then I don't expound on that with him, how can I come together mutually with my brother and talk about the betterment of my people? I cannot sit in the midst of a person that don't see what I see, because it's not mutual no more. We're not coming together on the same lines, the same plateau. We are on a whole different plateau. So if it's not mutually to say, I want love within my family, love within my race, love only with my people. I'm not saying, because I can mutually love my people and mutually love everybody else. But in this discussion, which we are separating, because you told me, now let's go back. You told me your best interest is for the good of the child or the children. But if that's not everything has to be good for that child, good for that child. That means it has to be mutual. So again, if you're not looking to educate them and have the knowledge to give them the best opportunity to gain that skill, how are you seeking good for those children? See how divided we are even in mutual? See how separated we are even in having a mutual understanding? That's why in chapter 7, the power of oneness, mutual, is very big. This is why I'm speaking on it. And here's one more reasoning of mutual. I understand the way things are going. You understand the way you know things are going. We have to come together and try to understand the way things are going together. Because if we don't do that now, when we are sitting together trying to have the best outcome for the children, if you don't understand and don't want to ask a question or just say, okay, what do you mean by your understanding? Because I'm going to look for that for you. I'm going to say, what's your understanding? And then I learned something about me within the mutual. My words and the way I articulate the words may not be as solid as someone else's, meaning I might need more words. I might need to say, I might have to use different scenarios as I do now for we can mutually understand in what I'm talking about. We have to agree of what I'm talking about. Is that agreeable or not? If I don't agree with you, I'm not disagreeing because I never agree. We're not even on this. We're not even mutually understanding each other. So how can I? Because you got to remember this. I have to agree on some part to disagree. In a part I'm agreeing, it has to be the main part. So if you disagree on children need an education and have knowledge to get that skill based on your religion, then you are disagreeing with me. But if you're telling me that a child don't need an education to gain knowledge of that skill, we're not even agreeing because we are now mutually having the same understanding. And then I would want to ask you, Okay, what information you are trying to put forth to me and to the people mutually together so we can understand what are you talking about, so we can all come together and put all of our ideas together so we can mutually understand each other. So what I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your path, it's your journey. We have to have a choice. How mutual are our choices? Are we deciding together or individually? Of course at home individually, but if you go into a hall, a room, or a board, it has to be a mutual understanding of all people. And if you're not going to include, and then I mean all people, us, we, our race, for now. And I want to say, I'm going to use this word, quote unquote, disappointed in LeBron James. If he play a basketball game tonight, this highlights that super, quote unquote, Google super slaves. It's a PDF file and there's a study. It goes to show us that if you want to be serious, we are still slaves. If you will go out there and play a game of basketball, and I want to, if you're white, and I want you to understand this, if you listening to this fire, thank you for my family. If you're a white entity did not create the game of basketball for me to be better. We mutually agree I will play on this basketball court because that don't mean there's not all I need is a circle and a ball. And I don't need your building to play basketball. We have social media. We always had media. But if you're telling me a white owner has provided an entity for me to play, that's a lie. That's not a lie. That is not fully all the way true. Because basketball is an entity on its own. But the NBA created a spot. It didn't create an entity of basketball. The NBA created a spot to play basketball. So, and I want to hear it out with you people that disagree with me. Basketball, but you got to remember, you have to agree on something I'm saying first to disagree. And I've learned that. Basketball has its own entity, right? The white owner provides a building, an organization. See, something that I can have on my own without them and create revenue from. You see what I'm saying? And do my own thing. But they make trillions of dollars. And the other people make billions and they give me millions. So for people to say basketball is that they wouldn't have millions, that's a lot of that is untrue. Because a lot of them guys will have a good amount of wealth. They'll be wealthy or maybe rich. Basketball is not their only opportunity. But the things they provide with their money will really help our community. And if LeBron can't see in these other, it's like, why is LeBron, Sean Carter, a.k.a. Jay-Z, Killer Mike, T.I., Clifford Harris, a.k.a. Clifford Harris, why can't they open up a bank? Why can't they open up a community center? Why can't they open up a hospital? Why can't they buy land all together and live amongst each other and start creating this? I don't have to live there because I don't have their money. I will be okay. But you know what I don't get strength from them because I've been doing things before they have entered into this discussion. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. I've been studying and watching the community and unity. Can we be unified? And yes, I believe so. I think we can. I'm not going to say I know, because a lot of us won't be. A lot of people was against Brother Malcolm and Dr. Martin Luther King, so I don't respect everybody. So it's always a 50-50. 50% of us will be unified. And so as for them, they can build with and amongst themselves and bring their families along. But they haven't done that. So why haven't they done that? And that's why I don't listen to them, because they're under contract, and then they showed me. And if LeBron get on that court tonight, I will lose. Now I have respect. I will lose more respect for LeBron tonight and any of them other African descendant, quote unquote, indigenous, quote unquote, black athletes. Those are white entities. They're on them courts. Let them have that. Because without you, they will not make trillions of dollars. And they want to say, oh, they got other things. Oh, if you own a horse, without those horses, so you're training horses. So that's still more. So more slavery upon slavery. But nobody sees it that way, because you are mutual agreements, just as your religion. And I'm going to get to that one tomorrow. Tomorrow, it is called on August 30th, 2020. Scripture resuscitations. You have a great day. Stay hydrated. I hope you are being safe. I hope you are keeping your body healthy. And you giving yourself a chance to experience the same world that they're trying to change. This is not the Little Mermaid. This is not a whole new world. But I'm not going to welcome you to the new world order. But this is the new world order. But you don't have to allow it within your home and within you. Shalom.